Good morning, guys. It's Paul from Tester Junction. Now, if you're looking for a testosterone booster, one of the most important things that you have to pay attention to is the actual formula, the ingredients that they use, because there are literally hundreds and hundreds of natural ingredients that you can find in these various products. But the sad facts are that there's only a very few that have actually had any solid clinical testing behind them. Now, this article that I'm going to run through with you details 7 of the most essential T boosters. So let's have a look. Here's the page, and it's discover 7 of the very best testosterone boosted ingredients. Now, as I said in my welcome video, nature's been very kind to us. It's given us a massive number of natural ingredients, many that you can find in testosterone boosters, and there are quite a few that work alongside the regular hormonal processes to kickstart and boost production of our most male hormone, and that's testosterone. Well, look, here are the 7 essential testosterone boosting ingredients that you really should be taking every day. Now, the first one I'm going to cover is D-aspartic acid. Without doubt, some would say the most crucial a T boosting ingredient ever. Now, you can see it on labels listed sometimes as DAA or D-ASP, and it's only a handful of natural ingredients to have been subjected to real intensive testing on both animals and humans. Now, that's a key point to remember. Quite a few of these ingredients have been studied on rats and mice, but they haven't actually had any human trials. Now, D-aspartic has. Now, just to quickly cover it, it's a non-essential amino acid, and it's made in the body naturally to a certain extent, and there are actually 2 forms of it, L-aspartic and D-aspartic. Now, we often get an L-aspartic in our diet, but D-aspartic we have to get by supplementation. And certainly for boosting testosterone, D-aspartic acid is the most essential one of all. Now, there's been lots of studies on it, and it has been found that it stimulates the release of luteinizing hormone, which is the hormone that travels through the body from the brain and actually tells the testes to actually start making testosterone. And these studies have proven without any doubt that taking DAA each day can in fact boost testosterone by 40%. Now, the second ingredient that I'm going to just cover now quickly is the vitamin D. Now, it's obviously well known, we all know it's actually essential to our good health and well-being, and many of us get the vitamin D exposure that we need from the sun, although it is present in small amounts of food including eggs, dairy products and some fish, and it has a lot of health benefits. It can maintain our bone strength and help our bones grow, our moods, fertility, strength and sex drive, and many more aspects of our bodily health, and it's also thought to have some anti-cancer properties too. Now, it actually comes from cholesterol, and its production is originally triggered by exposure to the sun's UV rays. But the thing is, depending where we live in the world, we may not be getting enough exposure to the sun on a daily basis to fully maintain the vitamin D levels without taking some supplements. And even if you do get a lot of sun, it's known that sunscreen can disrupt the beneficial effects of the sun's UV, so it's a bit of a lose-lose situation, really. Now, experts tell us that on average, a person needs between 400 and 800 international units a day, but it does depend on where you live in the world in relation to the equator. If you live far north of the equator, say northern Canada or Scandinavia, this ideally should be increased up to 4,000 international units a day. But further south in the mid-USA or Europe, for instance, you can drop this down to 2,000. But you can take too much of it, although it's an awful lot. If you take more than 15,000 to 20,000 international units a day, you could experience some toxicity. But of all the forms of vitamin D, the best absorbed and therefore deemed the most effective is vitamin D3. Now, sometimes you might see on a supplement label as cholecalciferol. But vitamin D3 is another of only a small number of these T-boosting ingredients that have been really studied and tested. And trials have shown that taking 3,332 international units of vitamin D3 a day can boost testosterone production by up to 30% in clinical trials. Now, there are many reasons why everyone should be taking vitamin D3 daily, and apart from boosting testosterone production, it will also help, and I'm going to run through this list with you. It will boost longevity, it can reduce the chance of developing certain cancers, boost vitality, fertility and sex drive, increase your muscle mass and strength, improve cognitive function, fight depression and keep your heart healthy. Its effects are far-reaching and it's a crucial addition to your daily supplementation regardless of age, sex or requirements. The ingredient that I want to talk about is zinc. Now it's another one of the most essential micronutrients that we need for our basic survival. Now zinc is found in good amounts in our diet with many meats, eggs, beans, nuts and pulses being the key sources. And it's also found in particular shellfish, in the main oysters. Now they contain up to 5 times more zinc than you get in the best lean red beef. That's why a lot of bodybuilders in particular love oysters. Now it has many uses in the body. It boosts your immune system, helps to regulate and maintain healthy hormone balance, and it also helps to boost your fertility by maintaining sperm production, and can reduce the testosterone effects of the aromatase enzyme that converts testosterone into unwanted estrogen. Now for most men, they reckon they need 5 to 10 milligrams is sufficient, but obviously if you're severely deficient, doctors can instruct you to superload it for no more than 8 weeks with a daily dose of up to 100 milligrams. Now, there are many forms out there, and if you look at different supplement labels, you will see many forms of zinc, but the best one for its bioavailability and its effectiveness is zinc citrate. So my recommendation is, if you're looking for ingredients and you see a product with zinc citrate, go for that one. Now, zinc is really good at helping men with low testosterone improve their natural hormone production. And in studies and tests and trials, after taking it for 2 weeks, men with low T have seen some noticeable increases in their testosterone production. Zinc helps to convert the lipids and cholesterol precursors into testosterone and other sex hormones in the blood. And studies looking at its effects saw that taking 250 milligrams for 6 weeks produced an up to an 84% increase in testosterone. But of course, most of us have a pretty normal production. We do not see such great improvements. But whatever stage you're at, what zinc can do in anyone is to help boost fertility, sexual response, alongside these other benefits. It can help treat depression. It will certainly improve your appetite, and it can help increase memory and general cognitive function. It can reduce bad cholesterol, boost your heart health, and if you're unfortunately to suffer from ADHD, it can help to reduce the symptoms of that too. Now, to sum up, zinc is one of nature's crucial T-boosting ingredients. I would always choose a T-booster that uses it in its formula, and I would recommend a daily dose of around 10 milligrams for best results. And on the next ingredient that I would strongly recommend that you always look for is magnesium. Now, it's actually the second most common electrolyte in our body, and it does have a crucial role to play as a dietary mineral. It's commonly used to help lower our blood pressure and improve our insulin sensitivity, which is great if you're at risk of maybe getting type 2 diabetes. And it's also a key player in the process of boosting testosterone. Now, in our diet, we can get it from things like nuts, grains and leafy greens. And it is one of the minerals that we can get enough of it from our diet if we eat correctly. But how it helps, it's got lots of benefits, and it's not just boosting testosterone. It can help improve many health issues, including high blood sugar levels, increased blood pressure, our insulin sensitivity, poor sleep habits, asthma, bad cholesterol, migraines and muscle cramps. Now, many tea boosters contain magnesium, and to be quite blunt, as I said here, if a tea booster doesn't contain magnesium in its formula, it's not worth taking. I would consider it one of the most essential tea boosting ingredients ever, and it's often grouped together. You might see it on the ingredient label with zinc and vitamin B6 in a combination which is commonly known as ZMA. Now, if you see ZMA on the ingredient label, it's got magnesium in it. Now, there have been some studies into the tea boosting effects of magnesium, and one study showed that 10 milligrams of magnesium taken 5 times a day for 4 weeks saw serum and free testosterone increase from over 100%. So, it's well worth taking. When looking at supplement labels, try and use one that uses magnesium citrate. You might recall that I mentioned about zinc citrate earlier, but the citrate form of magnesium, it is one of the most bioavailable and therefore considered to be the most effective form of magnesium. Further down, the next one is boron. Now, it's often referred to as a boring mineral, but it's actually far from that. You can find boron in many foodstuffs, and I'll just read through the list here. Your onions, avocados, cherries, peaches, grapes, broccoli stalks, flour and parsley, and a slightly less amount in chicken, beef, rice and various cheeses and dairy products. Now, it's got some regular uses. I mean, it's used especially like in women for the treatment of hormonal changes in the menopause, and also can help conditions such as osteoarthritis. And it has been also used to treat hormone imbalances in teenagers, and it can help kidney stones, and it's also believed to help improve cognitive function. Now, the most effective doses of boron range between 3 and 10 milligrams daily. But it's with testosterone where boron really comes into its own. But to sum up what it does, in the blood, you've also got an enzyme called SHBG, which is sex hormone binding globulin, and it actually grabs hold of a lot of the testosterone that's in the blood, and it renders it inactive. It sort of like holds it prisoner. And what boron does, it actually helps reduce the levels of the SHBG in the blood, which means more testosterone is left available to actually do what it's supposed to do. Now, it was always believed for years that boron didn't have any effect on T boosting at all. There was a few studies at first that didn't show any benefits at all. But then a landmark study, which was actually held 3 years ago in 2015, turned this on its head. It was the most revealing study of its type, and it earned boron its rightful place in this top testosterone boosting ingredient list. 8 test subjects took 10 milligrams of boron daily over a week. And what the research scientists saw, that within 6 hours of taking the boron, the levels of the SHBG, the sex hormone binding globulin, which actually renders the testosterone ineffective, had reduced dramatically. And as a direct result, the test subjects had increased amounts of free testosterone in the blood. So while boron doesn't actually boost testosterone in its own right, what it does, it allows more of the existing testosterone to become available and to actually do its job. 6th ingredient on my list is fenugreek. Now, we've probably all heard of it, especially if you like Indian or Arabic Eastern foods, because it's been used for years, both as a food ingredient and also in traditional medicine. And it's well known for its ability to help boost libido and overall masculinity. Now, it has a whole lot of uses. The seeds can be crushed and used in flour. They can be squeezed and processed into an oil, and the leaves can be dried and made into a tea. Now, it actually helps to regulate and balance glucose metabolism in the body, which is that makes it exceptionally useful in the treatment of diabetes. But it does have one strange property, in that it can make your sweat and urine smell like maple syrup. It's like a rather sweet smell. Now, experts do say that it's best taken at daily doses of between 500 and 6 milligrams a day. Now, as for fenugreek, taking it to help boost your testosterone, there has been a number of studies that looked into how it works. I'll just go through one trial for a minute. 60 healthy men aged between 25 and 52 took 600 milligrams of fenugreek for 6 weeks. Half of them took the fenugreek, and the other half just took a simple sugar pill. And at the end of the trial period, the men were checked, and it was discovered that the group taking the fenugreek experienced noticeable increases in sexual arousal and improved orgasms. They also noticed increased muscle strength and general well-being too. And the scientists concluded that fenugreek had in fact boosted the levels of sex hormones, including testosterone and growth hormone. Now, the bottom line about fenugreek is that it can help boost testosterone in men when low levels of testosterone are present. It's not quite so effective if you're a younger man with healthy levels of testosterone. But going forward, all men of any age also seem to enjoy an increase in sexual arousal, erection quality and overall performance. So whatever your age, it's certainly worth taking. In the correct doses, fenugreek should always be considered when looking at boosting testosterone, as its benefits far outweigh any small concerns. Now, there is one thing just to point out. Some people can be allergic to fenugreek. If you, for instance, cannot eat chickpeas, you should avoid it, and women who are pregnant shouldn't take it either. It has been known to cause spontaneous abortion in the 3rd trimester after taking fenugreek. So although it's very rare, if you're a female and you're pregnant, don't take it. Just to finish off, the 7th ingredient on my list is something called luteolin. Now, you're not going to find it in a lot of products, but it's starting to appear now in some of the better quality tea boosters, and it's a rather late addition to this list. Now, it's actually flavonoid called a flavone, and it's found in some of our foodstuffs such as celery, broccoli, carrots and green peppers. It's also found in oranges and certain herbs like rosemary, oregano, thyme, parsley and peppermint. Now it has got a number of uses. It's very effective as an antioxidant and it can help to boost the immune system. And some people have suggested that it could treat certain cancers too. But the purpose of this article is about boosting testosterone. Now, luteolin does not actually boost testosterone in its own right. Instead, it tackles the main enemy of testosterone, which is the female hormone estrogen. When estrogen levels in our blood rise, it releases an enzyme called aromatase that attacks any free testosterone in our blood and basically turns it into estrogen. Now, especially as you get a bit older, I'm talking from personal experience now because I'm 58. The increase in this female sex hormone can cause us to put the belly fat on. It can help us to grow man boobs and we can lose our strength and muscle tone. So by reducing the amount of testosterone that's turned into estrogen, these negative effects can be reduced. And what it does, it basically leaves more testosterone free in the blood to do its manly work. Now, luteolin can also help reduce cellular damage, which is caused by oxidative stress, which is another precursor to reduce testosterone production. Now, I've only found it in a couple of premium tea boosters, but in time I expect to find it a whole lot more. Well, there you have it. There's 7 of the best natural tea boosting ingredients. There are more out there for sure. But if you look for a product that contains some, or even better, all of these 7, you'll be onto a surefire winner. Thanks for watching.